Valley Club, at any point in the history of Marvel Strike Force, you can make the argument that if you build 10 certain teams, that will get you through the majority of the content in the game. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the 10 teams you need for right now, updated list for October/November of 2025. And if you already see which teams you need so you can avoid the rest, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. Hope you're having an excellent day, and I hope you're ready to see the 10 teams that you need to win for October/November of 2025. These are not necessarily the best teams. Once in a while, I put out a list of the 10 best teams. Well, this is a little different because there's actually a really bad team on this list that I'm going to call out, but you need them. And if you get some value from the video today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new Marvel Strike Force video goes up on a normal non-holiday week, at least 5 pieces of Marvel Strike Force content. But let's jump into the game. We'll talk about the teams. Now, before I get to this list, I do want to mention that if you're an early or mid-game player, there's probably some teams not on this list that you may need to build to unlock certain content, maybe dark dimensions, maybe some old legendary characters or something. So if you're a newer mid-game players, build what you need to get to the end game. But once you're at the end game, these are the only teams you need. So let's start off with the area that I think is the most valuable in the game, and that is Arena. The reason I pick Arena is because that's where you get the power chords, and that could help you in all areas of the game. And the most dominant Arena team right now features some combination of the Fantastic Four. Usually Franklin Richards, usually Invisible Woman. A lot of times I see Mr. Fantastic MCU on defense, but I'm using Human Torch on offense. So some combination of at least these two characters are on offense or defense. And even if you're a newer player, this would be the team to build. Now, you may not have some of the mythical characters that are in the end game, like Professor X or Mephisto at the end game of Arena, but at no matter where you are, this is going to be a valuable team. Franklin Richards, Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic MCU are going to do most of the heavy lifting. Human Torch is a great offensive character. I think Mr. Fantastic is a greater defensive character. The Thing got a rework on this team. However, I don't really use him on this team. He is on those new Avengers, but Franklin Richards, he has that silence and that battlefield effect future foundation, which puts silence on characters, which means that they can't apply negative effects to anybody. We have a big pulling mechanic from Invisible Woman, so huge damage. She is a huge damage dealer on the team. We also have to have some damage from Human Torch, and Mr. Fantastic provides some protection to the team. But yeah, this is a good team. They're going to be valuable in Cosmic Crucible and War, probably in Battle World as well. Whatever floors require them, they're going to be very good. So yeah, this is the top team right now in my opinion. All right, this next team is so new that all the characters are not even released in the game yet, but we know now there are going to be a Battle World team, and if you're looking to get Void/Century, this is the team to go for them. They're going to be dominant in that boss battle. They're going to do a lot of content in Battle World. Plus, they're a very dominant war team. They are the top offensive/defensive war team right now. They're going to get you through that. You're not going to use them too much in Arena. You're not going to use them too much in the raids. They probably will have value in Cosmic Crucible. Diamond Hellstrom is a beast. Living Mummy helps to protect the team a lot. Got a lot of taunts, evades, very, very annoying if you're trying to kill someone like Diamond. And then Hellcat has not been released yet. We got a lot of damage from Doctor Strange Heartless as well. So this is a strong team. Like I said, they're going to be useful in Battle World. That'll help you to unlock Void/Century, who looks like a strong character. But again, War, the top war team right now. So as you can see, I don't have them built up yet, but as soon as Hellcat comes out, probably going to do the purchase for Hellcat and then use cores to unlock Living Mummy and Diamond Hellstrom, unless we have Living Mummy or Diamond unlocked ready with some lucky pulls or something like that. But yeah, this is a team that is one of the top teams in the game, is the top team for War though. And moving on from the top war team to one of the top Crucible teams, it is the Starjammers. And the reason that both of these teams are on this list is not for War and Crucible, because in my opinion, those are kind of luxury game modes. The rewards don't really justify a lot of the investment, in my opinion. But these teams are on there for different reasons. So Brimstone was on that because of the Battle World. Starjammers is on here because Lilandra is required for Professor X. So whether you like this team or not, you at least need to build up Lilandra if you want to get that Professor X unlocked. Maybe they'll change change that requirement in the future, but as of me recording this, Lilandra is required. Now, you got some good characters as well. Havoc is a strong character, has a very early stun, and is a great even off of this team. Howard the Duck has a strong passive that stops speed bar in Cosmic Crucible, and on a full Starjammer team, they don't have exhausted. It's gonna do that on the not just the first turn as well. Groot is good for survivability. Rocket adds a little bit of damage, but I think the star of this team is Havoc. Lilandra is the required one though. So this is a team that, in my opinion, you need to build. All right, next team is kind of a team of 3, kind of a team of 5. Scorpion, Superior Spider-Man, Hobgoblin, Vulture, and Scorpion. They are the Insidious 6 that's required for the raid. So just because they're a raid team, something you're doing every day, they are required now with the new raids, the new non-Omega version of the Annihilation raids. Not sure if this is going to come up. Brian Jacobson wasn't sure the last time that meeting as well, or the last time he met with the Envoys a couple weeks ago. He wasn't sure if it was going to come out. So as it stands right now, the way the raids or used to be, you would need these teams. But the way they are now, without that Omega version, you could drop down and use a different team with less tags, less requirements. So this raid requirement may be adjusted a little bit, especially if someone in your lines has this team that could overlap. Annihilation raids can't really do that, but for some of these spotlight raids, maybe you don't have to build up some of these teams if they can cover you. But Scorpion, Superior Spider-Man, Hobgoblin is a current raid team. Vulture and Scorpion are previously war characters, so this team is going to have some synergy in war with the old Sinister 6. They're going to have some synergy in Cosmic Crucible with a new Superior 6, and obviously in the raids, the Insidious 6 is the team for the tech section if you want to do the highest difficulty. I guess if you want to do the highest difficulty, you also need them at gear tier 20. But if you want to do some of the previous difficulties, you need this team in there. So Insidious 6, yeah, they are one of the required teams in my opinion. Our next team is the Uncanny Avengers. Now, unfortunately, these guys have kind of fallen off of the meta. The Immortal Avengers, however, Jean Grey, Storm, Polaris, Cable, and Rachel Summers from the Hellfire Club is a very strong Cosmic Crucible team. Hercules, Falcon, and a few other characters form the Mighty Avengers. Are still a pretty good raid team. Beast is kind of the odd person out of this team because once Rachel Summers got that tag, he's not as good in the full Insidious 6, the full Immortal X-Men squad. But yeah, you're gonna need this team not just for the Annihilation raids. This was one of the original Spotlight raid teams that we need for the Spotlight 2 raids. So you're gonna need to build these guys, but kind of like the Insidious 6, they're gonna split off into value. They're gonna have some value in Cosmic Crucible, some value in War, but if you are responsible for a full lane, you're gonna need to build this team for the Annihilation raids and maybe for the Spotlight raids, unless someone in your lines can cover you. We mentioned Rachel Summers splitting off into the Immortal X-Men, that hybrid team of the Uncanny Avengers. Well, she is on the Hellfire Club, which is also another raid team. Now, kind of like the Insidious 6 and kind of like what they did with the Uncanny Avengers, a few of these characters split off into other teams. So Rachel Summers goes off into the Cosmic Crucible Immortal X-Men team. Azazel could go off into the Accursed team, which are both very good for Cosmic Crucible. Sebastian Shaw has some good synergy with Rachel Summers, has some good synergy with Emma Frost as well. Madeline Pryor will give you a little value in War. She was originally on the Marauders team and was originally a War character, so she'll still have a little value in War. Probably pairing her with Sebastian Shaw in War as well, but Sebastian Shaw has an early stun. We have a spread debuffs, including stun from Rachel Summers, some real good turn meter control, some from Emma Frost, some good damage from Azazel. So yeah, this is one of the top raid teams in the game, and they have some hybrid value in other game modes as well, particularly Sebastian Shaw, Rachel Summers, and Azazel. All right, moving on to my favorite team in the game right now, and that is because on arrival, they were kind of like the Spider Society. Works for the skill section of the raids, but dominant everywhere they could use them. So pretty much not in arena, pretty much everywhere except arena. These guys are going to be good, especially if you could use them on a full team, or it's some kind of weird game mode that they get raid bonuses. Silver Sable, probably my favorite character in the game right now because of her ultimate. This is a very strong ultimate. Heal block for 2 turns, disrupted for 2 turns, lots of damage, removing a lot of the negative, positive effects from the enemies. Hid Monkey does a lot of damage. You got some extra damage. I love the rework that Punisher got. And then survivability, Daredevil Martyr. We got some great value in the raids with Elektra. Not as valuable outside the raids with Elektra, but really, really good character and a really good team. My favorite team in the game. Let me know your hype level for the Vigilantes, because I think these guys are awesome. Probably my favorite older team in the game is still valuable in the raids. They have not been replaced. The Mystic section has not been replaced in the raids yet, and that is because the Night Stalkers are still dominant. Blade Oath is that strong opening combo. Lots of extra damage and negative effects from Agatha Harkness, some protection from Man-Thing, and Moon Knight on the team in the raids does pretty good. You're not really going to use him in War and Cosmic Crucible. You probably will still use his original 4. Blade goes really fast, strong ultimate, piercing damage, reducing speed bar for primary and adjacent targets as well. We got a big AoE coming very early on from Oath, and I love the the ultimate from Agatha, attacking all enemies, bonus attacking, lots of bonus attacks from Agatha, and sometimes that could kill enemies. And then that thirst and what is that, the vampires and zombie thing, I get the Heartness. It is all about whether she's gonna ping a lot of extra times. Man-Thing offers some great protection and gives his whole team speed on a full team. So this is a very good team, primarily for the raids, but still used very strong defenses in Cosmic Crucible, and still very good in War as well. All right, we're going towards the ends of this list, and these teams are needed in the raids. However, it may not give you too much value outside of it. Now, the Thunderbolts are pretty good in War. Songbird, Victoria Hand, Hyperion, the trio of the new characters will give you value outside. Songbird is really fast though, so she gets split up into a bunch of other teams. She has a base speed 132. Anything over 127, 128 is pretty fast. So she's pretty fast, has a strong AoE ultimate that can open up with. So Songbird is going to have a lot of value outside of this. However, I'm not sure who you would pair her with. I guess any team that you need a fast character with the AoE, Songbird would be great. Hyperion is a pretty good tank. Taskmaster and Ghost are on the team in the raids. Victoria Hand gives some survivability for the team as well. Yeah, even though you're probably not going to use them too much in Cosmic Crucible. If you do, they're just going to get kind of walked over. They're going to be good in War, but you're going to need them for the raids, which is why they're on the list this month. All right, and we still have the Spotlight 2 raids in the game, and the requirement is still 5 Alpha Flights. So if you don't have anybody that can cover you on this, you got to do this every single day, which is why we have the last team. They're not a good team, unfortunately. I don't even know where you could use Guardian Northstar at this point anymore, but just to make sure that you could do the raids every day, we got to include the Alpha Flight on this list. Yeah, it pains me to put them on this list, but until they switch up the Spotlight raids and we don't need them anymore, they're going to be on these 10 teams that you need to win a Marvel Strike Force. So hopefully we switch up the Spotlight raids soon. We don't need to build these guys anymore, but until they switch up the Spotlight raids, you're gonna need them. Not much to talk about with them because they're not giving you a lot of hybrid value as well. You're gonna get a lot more value from other teams like maybe Annihilators, even an old team like Mercs for Money are gonna give you more value than the Alpha Flight, but yeah, you need them for the raid, so they're on this list, unfortunately. Let me know what you think of this list. Are there any other teams that you feel should be on this list? Should it be a top 11? Should some teams be off? Maybe Alpha Flight. Maybe you got someone in your lines to cover your Alpha Flight lane and you don't need them on this list at all. Or has the raids, the new Annihilation raids not having that Omega team, totally changed up your value for raid teams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Does this list need to be totally changed up, or you agree with every single pick? Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave the video a like, check me out on social media, and if you want to see the top power couples in Marvel Strike Force right now, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Take care, guys.